So now I'm going to have a look at my ship movement speed and why I've set it up to have different functions for the inputs and then the equations to move the ship around. Because I want to have the input vector, which I won't hide in the inspector now because it really is irrelevant at this point. I'm doing this for me, so I'm just going to build this for me. Okay, and yeah, so the input vector is going to be fed into this script from another script. So it can either be a player that's sending the input vector or an NPC sending an input vector. This is what I'm getting at. I can make an NPC controller that will send inputs to a ship and fly a ship around by itself. So the ship's going to just control its own movements based on the input vector it is fed from another script. So that's why I've been setting it up like that. Now this rotation is probably a little bit confusing, and it is for me even, so I'm going to split it up and make some comments first. So for inversing y, this is the pitch. Okay, so input vector x. No, that's not. See, that's wrong already. Input axis vertical. Okay, so the rotating on the x is the pitch. See, it's very confusing. Okay, the z. If you rotate on the z, then that is the roll. And the yaw I've already called it. So I'm even going to change these variable names to reflect that. So rotation speed x is applied to the input vector x, and that is calculated from it. So that's the pitch. Okay, so x, if you rotate on the x, so that's the pitch rotation speed. If you're rotating on the y, that is the yaw. Yaw rotation. And finally the z is the roll. Values I've set in there, 30, 12, 35. Okay. Control yaw. It's the same here. This is the pitch. Z is the roll. Y is the yaw. Okay. Now I'm going to separate this out now. Inputs into a player controller script. I'll set to 20. And I set here to see, to make sure it wasn't going to break, but I'm just going to put another check here so it doesn't break if it doesn't have a target. So only if it does have a target, try to follow the target. If it doesn't have a target, I don't want this to break. But if camera target, then follow the target. And that should be simple. I'm going to leave it. I could probably try slurp here. I'll even put a slurp in now. See what it feels like if I notice anything when I suddenly hit it and play it. Let's add some lights. Right, yeah, why not? One. Should face the opposite direction. Excellent. That should be funky. Alright, let's see what's happening here. Color. Yeah, okay, so that's directional lights. Interesting stuff. State change. I'm not seeing any vast improvements in that camera. The camera's awful. I honestly might end up going and using the standard Unity one. I really want to make it my own. Yeah, so the slowing goes. Oh, now he's left me miles behind. Super jet. No, I don't like my camera script at all. There'll be a better way. Oh, but at least the flight controls feel alright. It's just the camera that's awful, but the thing moves fine. Okay.